Last week in the Hood Sprint Series in the Tricky Triangle, Matt Black dominated and got his second win on the season. Today we kick off a 10-race stretch to the end of the season, and it all starts off here in Colorado at Pikes International at one of my favorite racetracks of all of them. It's the Colorado 150 at Pikes International Raceway. Canalzian will get win number 6 on the season with a good starting spot, or will we see some crazy carnage at the start of the race? Let's find out. It's Sprint Series 9 America in Colorado. Hello everyone, it is Nathan Sapien here, and welcome to Sprint Series 9 America in Colorado. And like I said, Pikes Peak, one of my favorite tracks on the entire game. And we're going to see a lot of fun action too. Maybe even 3 different lanes of variable grooves. And I'm excited what ends up happening here in this one. It's been a fantastic season. And only have 10 races to go. I feel like it would be only 9 races to go. But let's see what ends up happening in this one. We got a new guest up here in the booth today. We got driver of the number 41 Racing Motorsports car in the World Cup Series. We got Leonard Kosma up here in the booth. And welcome to Colorado.
Welcome everyone.
Of course, Colorado and Pikes Peak, a very fun racetrack. It's 1 mile and it's a track with mostly grooves. So how do you think that's going to transpire with these 24 drivers here tonight?
Well, I believe mostly the inside lane will be the dominant line of most of the race, but later on, towards the end of the race, we could see some overtakes on the outside. But if it happens, because some drivers could be washing up on turn 1 and 2, mainly turn 2, but also we can see some overtakes on the turn 3 and 4. Well, let's see what will happen.
Absolutely, and you hit the nail on the head there. This racetrack is 2 easy grooves, maybe even 3, but if you step up too much in the corners, you get into the gray stuff, and we're going to slide up the racetrack. It's very wide in the corners, but if you mess up, we're probably going to lose several positions here today, and that would not be good for Alexander Rose starting 4th today in that 64 machine. He is our point leader, and he's been the point leader for the majority of the season. Has a 23-point lead over last week's winner Matt Black and BP Ruiz. And Abel is in 3rd, minus 25. Hallie Anderson Jr. is in 5th, minus 45. Carlos Miller in 6th, minus 55. He won 2 in a row the last couple of weeks, but didn't get 3 in a row at Pocono. Chase McClure is in 7th in points, minus 56. Jay Littleton in 8th, minus 63. Sammy Camara in 9th, minus 68. And then Andrew Williams, minus 85 in the 10th position. 38 laps on tap here today, and only 10 races remain. On the pole is the 05 of Cement Oskin and the number 50 of Chase McClure. The number 90, Matthew Hall, and the point leader of Alexander Rowe. The number 13, Andrew Williams, and the number 97 of Nathan Algeboye. The number 02 of Sammy Camara, and the 98 of Howard Anderson Jr. The number 3, Joshua Neely, and the 69 of last week's winner, Matt Black. Trying to go 2 in a row and join elite company of only 2 drivers so far this season. The number 37 of Aaron Abel, and the 82 of Carson Miller. The number 56 here today is Sarah Thomas, and the 88 of Dylan Stan Even. The number 81 of Garrett Sandoska, and the 87 of J.R. Littleton. The number 52 of Emily York Watson, and the 57 of B.B. Ruiz. The number 4 of Trey Smith, and the number 99 of Corey Case's bat. And then the number 1 of Zane Davison, the number 39 of Aaron Lutz, the number 93 of Charles Bowen. A lot of those drivers are back, and meanwhile we have 1 driver remaining the first start on the season. That's the 96 of M.J. Anderson here starting in the last position. But This is a very racy racetrack, and in theory, you can basically still enter it, and if you have the car to do it, you can get way up to the front. Well, this is 38 laps. This is a very fun racetrack, and with only 10 races to go in the Sprint Series season, who is still picked to win the Colorado 150?
I would say I would pick the number 90 or the number 13 of Andrew Williams and Matthew Hall. These are the two drivers who starting behind the pole sitter in the inside lane and have really good opportunity to make it happen.
I totally agree. I think definitely starting inside the top 5 and definitely on the inside lane is going to be a crucial spot. And we got to see if Matthew Hall can win. Well, if Andrew Williams can win. And I really like that 5th place spot. And we'll see if Andrew Williams can get win number 2 on the season here today. And on the front row, it will be the 05 of Smet Oskin and the 50 to Chase McClure. 21 races down, 10 races to go. And we are green flag racing at Pikes International Raceway and for the Colorado 150. Already 3 wide at the start, and we're going to see that all day. This track is very much to groove. And how about the 13 of Williams? Great one off turn number 4. Then he's going to go side by side with our point leader for the 5th spot, now up to the 4th spot, now 3rd. And we're going to see this all day. There's 1 lane, 2 lane, and maybe even 3 lanes here at this just over a mile track in Colorado. And how about this race leader? Cement Oscar and Matthew are all the way pulling away early on.
Well, just like last year, the pole sitter and the 3rd place driver just pull away, even slightly right now, but Andrew Williams is catching up to them eventually. All the way down here is just a hornet's nest. Everyone is just trying to make up positions, even going to 3 wide racing.
It's so 3 wide, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta make up as many positions as possible because there is some tire fall off here, and you gotta take advantage of it. And Matt Black slipping back way farther in that number 69 machine. Still 3 wide throughout the field, and I think Williams might have a fast 13 hot wide here today, and he's all over the back bumper of Matthew Hall. Cement Oskin doing a good job from being the poster, but he might be on the fire here soon with Andrew Williams, and this is what I love about this race track. You saw just in 1 and 2, the 05 ran up in the 2nd lane, the 90 ran half a lane lower, and the 15 ran half a lane lower, and the 4 wide in the back of the field. I saw that.
Oh my goodness.
And when I say that, they faded back down to 3 wide, but this is what we were talking about. The start is crazy here, and they gotta be very careful here early on.
The track is very wide, so we could see possible even 4 wide racing, but it is very dangerous, even this track. But we see the number 3 passing the number 50. And he goes up to 6th place.
Good job from Joshua Neely and that number 3 machine making some moves. And the outside lane looks like is not the way to go. Sometimes I've seen it here where it's very competitive, but clearly not today. Look at the 52 trying to dive bomb, making it 3 wide right there. Not quite. And back to the front real quick. Matthew Hall is all over the back bumper of Cement Oskin for his race lead. And he might get to the inside, side by side, gonna put the bumper to the 05 of Oskin. And that might allow Williams to close in, same with the 02 of Sammy Camaro as well, but got a good one on exit. And that's gonna allow the 05 to keep the race lead for now. And speaking of Camaro, might have a one for the 3rd spot here.
Wow, what a massive run from turn 4. And he's overtaking Andrew Williams for the 3rd place and he's also going to join into the battle for the lead.
Great one from Kamara, knife and points. With 10 races to go, there's still a possibility that Sammy could get involved in this championship fight. And there still could be a chance where we see a battle for the race lead, and we're seeing some fantastic racing right now. Williams trying that almost third lane, but that's not going to work out for him. And Abel in the 37, the fourth in points. He's doing a good job inside the top 5. Meanwhile, going to quickly go through the field and look for the 64. And once again, Alexander Moe dropping back like a stone in the 64, same with Matt Black. And same with BP Ruiz. The only driver inside the top 4 in points that's inside the top 5 is Unable. So, could be a big points day early on here for that 3017.
Just not a favorable race for Alexander Rowe. He's really behind. Just, yeah. And Unable is really doing well in this race. He's going to attack Andrew Williams and the O2. We might even see he going for the victory, but we should wait what will happen. Oh, as the number 9 of Matthew Hall goes for the lead against. He's not gonna lead the lap, but he's gonna overtake here in turn 1 through turn 2.
Slides up the racetrack, and looks like that
It's
05.
very tight.
Almost a triad teammate. Oh my goodness, Oskin goes way wide, and that's what I'm talking about. You can make that outside lane work, but not if you go into the gray stuff. And that's going to cost him 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And new race leader Sammy Kamara, not Sammy Kamara, but Matthew Hall. And what a crazy race so far. And this is what I'm talking about, Thailand. We're seeing all these drivers, the top 6, top 7, all under blanket 3 wide for 4th.
And the three wide racing to the finish line. Oh my goodness. Joshua Neely is trying to go for 4th place here. And still side by side with Aaron Abel for the 4th place.
Abel trying to whip that second lane. It's possible, but you gotta stick it. And he's not gonna stick it in 3 and 4. Neely's gonna take that spot away. And honestly, we have some new drivers that are gonna be a factor in this one. I think Williams is gonna have a really good shot, but you cannot count Neely, Abel, and even a 56 of Sarah Thomas in the mix as well. And there's a reason why I say that this is one of my favorite racetracks on and on. We've seen it already, and we're only 16 laps in. I only say only, but we're almost halfway through the Colorado 150. Williams is going to go for second here on the Z05 was the Z02 of Sammy Kamara.
Yeah, these guys are especially Andrew Williams, Joshua Neely, and Aaron Abel are very experienced drivers and even team owners. They know what are they doing, and as Andrew try to overtake the O2, he's a little bit far behind, but he has to put off very good corners to get close to him and even try to overtake him precisely. But right now it's not looking like that. Joshua Neal goes a little bit wide.
Yeah, I think the tires are definitely falling off a little bit halfway through this one next time by. Williams in the 3rd spot. Things are finally out a little bit within the top 7. In the 8th spot is the 52 of Emily York Watson. 9th is the number 4 of Trey Smith. And then battle for 10th between, how about this, MJ Anderson still dead last, 24th. And he's inside the top 10 now. Hallie Anderson Jr. just outside of the top 10. And unfortunately, BP Ruiz is still struggling. Made some moves a little bit. And the same can be said with Matt Black and especially Alexander Wall, who's in the 24th spot. This has been the struggling summer for Alexander Wall, and it continues here today.
That's not optimal for Alexander Rowe. That last, but for fortunately for him, neither of his rivals are really up there, except for Aaron Abel, who's at the moment in the 7th position, chasing down the 05 and the 56.
Could be a big time points day for Aaron Abel. Was only 25 points behind one of the three drivers within 23 or 25 points of the point leader, and the max points he can get is 28, I believe. So I don't think Abel will take the points lead, but it's going to be right there with his other three competitors here today. Matthew Hall doing a good job outfronting that number 90 machine. Has 3 wins already this season and 18 starts. Not even completed every race, and doing a good job trying to get win number 4 here today, but Camaro trying to get win number 1. Andrew's trying to get win number 2. Might have a shot for the 2nd place spot here soon. Camaro slipped up a little bit at the line of the 15 laps to go here in this one. And it is all Matthew Hall, Camaro, and Andrews the top 3, but Andrews has a good car. Camaro got a good one off turn 4.
Yeah, we will see these races like throughout the second half of the race, and towards the end of the race we will see more of these races at the front. Although the tires are really worn out at this point, it's gonna be really hard to overtake. But if someone can do it, he could be leading the race and win it. Ooh.
I think that lane's kind of fallen off late in this race, and he touched on it. This racetrack is very known for aggressive tire, at least for my races, and we're definitely seeing that as it's getting harder to pass. But I think the top 3 have a really good shot at this race win. Matthew Hall, Sammy Camara, and Andrew Williams. Hall is slipping up a little bit, but now we just back down to the bottom. I think if these 3 tangle like we saw earlier, maybe cannot count the number 3 of Joshua Neely, or maybe Sarah Thomas in the 56, but these top 3 are nose to tail. 12 laps to go this time by in a pretty good race here at Pikes Peak. And we'll see what ends up happening. These drivers trying all different lanes on this 1 mile racetrack. Thomas trying the bottom, Nearly trying the top. And we really gotta watch out, because honestly a move can happen at any given moment here, and that might even be the case for second lane. So a good one off turn 4. And battle for 4th between Thomas and Neely.
Yeah, the outside lane could be, well, it's not the optimal line here. It's the inside lane is still the preferable lane to overtake, but we could see some defense from the outside lane if the driver could not wash it up through turn 1 and 2. As Aaron Abel tried to go for the inside line of Joshua Neely, and he might do it. He might go for 6th here.
Good one from Abel, and I think that outside lane, it was able to contend earlier, but these tires have fallen off, and now that outside lane is not where you want to be. Able sliding up a little bit in the middle of 3 and 4, but he might be able to get a top 5 here today if he can pass the 05, and that could be very good for the championship. I think Williams has a faster car than Sammy Camara, but cannot quite get to the inside. We only have 8 laps to go after the line this time by, and for Williams, he needs to get past soon. How about this move from Emily York Watson? 3 wide aggressive in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and Joshua Neely had to back off from that fight as Emily York Watson goes for on the inside lane to overtake Aaron Abel. be on the 6th place as we go to turn 4.
Gonna try and keep it. And one thing I will mention, Ruiz is moving on the long one. He is just outside of the top 10 and 12th. Same can be said for Matt Blatt. He's also moving on the long one. But Alexander is still in the back in 22nd, I believe. So, still not a good day for Alexander as all three of his competitors are in front of him. Commander, oh, that was a really good 3 and 4 from the 0-2. Might be able to send it in 1 and 2 with 6 laps to go. Kamala's gonna get there, but not quite, with a block from Matthew Hall. And I don't know, I think we could be setting up for a good finish here. The tires are running out so much, and I think Matthew Hall was just trying to block at this point. Kamala over the back bumper again. A decent 3 and 4, but it's gonna be 5 laps to go in the Colorado 150.
You have to be really, really close to the other to initiate an overtake. As you go to the corners, a little bit wide for Matthew Hall, but still a decent one as they go to turn 3 and 4. And Sammy Kamara is just in behind him, just really, really close to him. As Andrew Williams is also there to try to salvage something out of this.
This is very, very tight, and this is typical short track racing on a 1 mile track that basically races like a short track. We saw once or twice here today already, where we saw a bump in one in the chrome horn. And if you want to win here today for Sammy Kamara or Andy Williams, or maybe even Sarah Thomas, you might have to do that to Matthew Hall. Hall's trying to get win number 4 on the season. 3 laps to go. And it's still very tight between the top 4 and maybe even the top 5. And we'll see what ends up happening here with 2 laps to go in the Colorado 150.
Matthew Hall is a little bit ahead of Sammy Kamara, but we still have 2 laps to go to see who could come home with the victory in the Colorado.
It's gonna be close between the top 4. Gonna try and send it. Gonna want a little bit higher. Gonna have a small one, but Matthew Hall's just doing a fantastic job blocking that CO2. Final lap here today in a pretty good race here at the Colorado 150. Kamara gets a decent one through 1 and 2. He might have a shot to send it in 3 and 4. He's not close enough. He's not going to reckon for the win. Sammy Kamara, not quite. And off turn number 4, how about this winner number 4? Or win number 4 for the number 90, Matthew Hall with the win. And is able to hang on over a very game challenger of Sammy Kamara, Andy Williams, and Sarah Thomas. And how about our poster, Oskin, still gets a top 5 finish here today.
Aaron Abel is finished in the top 10.
Yep, Aaron Abel finished 10th. Ruiz finished in 12th. And then Matt Blatt finished in 15th. And 23rd for Alexander Rowe. Not good for our point leader. And that's going to be very tight going into the next race here in the Sprint Series. But what a fun one here. We definitely saw a lot of different grooves, a lot of tire wear, and Matthew Hall was able to hang on for win number 4 on the season. And if only Matthew Hall was in every single race this season, not done 19 out of 22, then who knows, Matthew Hall could be a championship contender. But Matthew Hall's just getting all these wins, and just a fantastic job from that 90 team and Caleb Bowes and company. Sammy Kamara gets 2nd, Andrew Williams in 3rd. Good points stay for him. 10 points. He might have a shot if things get crazy. Sarah Thomas and Cement Oscar in the top 5. Emily York Watson in 6th, Trey Smith in 7th, Joshua Neely in 8th, Hadley Anderson Jr. in 9th, and Ann the top 10. And then shout out to MJ Anderson, the only driver in the field today that's made the first start on the season. So 24th, was inside the top 10 at one point, and got a 13th finish here today. And very solid result for a new driver. And we gotta wait and see how this championship unfolds, with Will finishing 23rd, Matt Blatt finishing 15th, BP Ruiz finishing 12th, and Unable finishing in 10th. Well, what's the final thoughts after that one, after a pretty decent race here at Pikes Peak?
It was a very, very interesting race and a very action-packed race, even in the front. And yeah, Matthew Hall did exactly what I thought and what I did last year. He did very, very good, and he really deserved the win today.
Absolutely a darling.
But also shout out to Sammy Kamara and Andrew Williams. They did a really good job there as well.
Definitely. Honestly, maybe if they could have gone to the inside, then that could have been very interesting. But Matthew Hall did a good job blocking a couple of times, and that was what got the race win for Matthew Hall. And let's see if we can get rid of the 5. And next week, we are at the Windy City of Chicagoland Speedway, so that's gonna be a fun one, and that could be a little bit of a chaotic one. One more chaotic filled minor hats on the schedule. So we'll see what will happen there. Thanks for joining me up here in the booth here today. Good luck in the World Cup Series regular season this weekend at Atlanta. And until next week at Chicagoland Speedway, signs for that should be happening right now. And until then, congratulations to Matthew Hall on win number 4 on the season.